Greetings and welcome to the Ripple Effect. I am Selena. So, today's topic I want to talk about is daughters. Whether you have a daughter, if you have nieces, if you have younger sisters, or just younger women in your life, and how we need to be an example to them. A good example, I'll say it that way. This topic came about because there's a young lady in my neighborhood. Well, I won't say young. She looks in maybe her mid 30s. And a couple weeks ago, I was looking out the window or something. I heard a noise. And she had opened up her door. And it was all that she had on was a sports bra and nothing else. She was practically dressed in how she came into the world. And I was so appalled and disgusted because why would you answer the door like that? Matter of fact, nobody had even knocked on her door. She had opened up her door and was having a conversation with some other young girls who were in the neighborhood who I think might be friends of her daughter. And this isn't the first time she's opened up her door like that with just full frontal I don't want YouTube to strike something, but she was completely in her birthday suit. And I don't know what the mental thought process was for that. And I've noticed that she seems to be talking to someone's husband or boyfriend, baby father, I'm not sure, that lives across from her. So maybe she was trying to send a message. I don't know, because he clearly lives with his wife, that it looks like, or it could be his girlfriend or what have you, and they have kids together. Yet he spends some time across the way at the lady who answers the door in her birthday suit. And I was just, and she has a daughter. And now, the other day, I seen one of the, I guess, friends of her daughter. They were, because they stay on opposite ends. She had came outside in a t-shirt that barely covered her bottom. And it was very clear that she didn't have anything on underneath that. So to run a couple doors down, where there are children in this neighborhood and other, adults that stay here, and that's how you want to present yourself to the world. That's how, I will assume, okay, because I had to have this discussion with my son just about the women that represent themselves in the world, how to make a good choice for a life partner, and how a woman carries herself. It is important. And some of y'all might have just turned me off. You may not like this message, but it is important how you dress and how you carry yourself in the world. I'm not saying you need to have a skirt down to your ankles and tucked into your socks. However, God gave people the creativeness to make bras and panties, and we should utilize them, okay? At least when we're outdoors where other people can see us. Now, what you do behind closed doors is your own personal business, but where there are minors out in the neighborhood and other men, well, clearly the guy who she is communicating with, and I say communicating with because we all know, he doesn't really have the best character, because he's living with a woman and he has children, and he's going across and spending quality time, I guess, with the other lady. And it's just like, that's the character that she's representing in the world, because anybody could walk across, could drive up in the neighborhood and see that she is in her birthday suit in the door with the door wide open. It's not like she had it cracked just at a pinch to speak to the young ladies. She had it open. And I just thought, after being disgusted, and then I thought, how sad. Because did no one ever tell you what your worth was? Did no one ever explain to you that you have value, that you matter? Because to present yourself like that in the world, knowing that anybody could see you, whether it was a child, whether it was an adult, whoever it was, could see you in that way. and you don't care. You don't care. And the fact that you have a daughter and that's the example that you're setting for her. So I can only imagine what goes on behind closed doors, because her mother is answering the door not fully dressed. And we have to do better as a society. We have to do better as women to set the example. Now, for me, like I said, I have a son, but I tell him and instruct him, okay, this would be the best choice for a significant other, because how she carries herself, and it matters. And I know people might say, you can't judge a book by a cover. Yes, you can. You sure can. If it look like a duck, quack like a duck, I mean, what are you supposed to assume? Because I once heard a comedian, never mind, no, I'm not even going to say that because it might offend some people. But anyway, if you're dressed a particular way and people assume because of your dress that you have this type of personality or characteristics, I mean, how mad could you really get? I mean, you can and be like, no, I'm not that kind of person. Don't judge me because of what I have on. But, if there is an alternative, and like I said, I'm not saying that we all need to dress, well, I will say this. We do need to carry ourselves modestly as the scripture instructs us to. We shouldn't want to be a temptress to a man, yet alone a married man, because there are, I will say this, okay? In the church, I have seen women dress so provocatively. And I'm like, one, you're supposed to be going there to meet Jesus, not to tempt someone else's husband. And now, I'll say this too. Men can try to dress a certain kind of way to test a woman or to tempt her, because why are you wearing a muscle shirt to church? Are you going to the gym? Or why are your slacks, your breeches, so tight in your region, your special area? Why would that be necessary? I'm not sure, but I've seen both sides of the coin, and I'm just saying as women that we need to do better. And we need to set the example for our daughters, for our young ladies. And even if you don't have children, the women that you are around, to be able to say, you don't have to dress like this to get that particular, because there's only a certain kind of attention she's going to get. I'm going to just put it out there. There's a particular type of man, like I told you, the one who's clearly in a relationship with children, who is attracted to that. And that's the energy that she's going to get. And it's sad in a way, because you think, okay, she deserves to be loved like we all do in a respectable manner. However, if you're presenting yourself in the way where it makes you look like you have no value, or as the old people say, that you're low hanging fruit, it's only a certain kind of gentleman, well, I don't know if it's a gentleman, guy, male, who's going to be interested in that. And some people may say, well, I don't dress this way for men, I do it for myself. That's even worse, because why would you want to say, this is the type of person I am, this is what qualifies me into the world, this is how I want to represent myself? And it's okay to have self-confidence. It's okay to want to appreciate the body that God gave you, whether some of y'all went to a doctor to get it, but we can all dress modestly and present ourselves to the world that we are more than just our bodies. So before I get into more trouble with what I want to say, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to join the OAC Nation and become an overcomer and confident, and to check out my website, ConfidSingleMoms.com. Thank you so much for watching.